What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE bringing back blood, Cody Rhodes' next feud revealed, WWE brings back a controversial name, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. First, we looks at WWE bringing back blood. Our top story today takes a look at a potential major change when it comes to blood in WWE. Since the summer of 2008, blood has been prohibited on WWE programming. This is predominantly because of WWE's PG guidelines, but this past weekend's Backlash event featured bloodshed as Brock Lesnar bled heavily. Lesnar crashed into the exposed turnbuckle during his match with Cody Rhodes, and this was a hardware cut, meaning no blade was used to cut Lesnar's forehead. Some fans were questioning if Lesnar went off script in the match, but according to Fightful Select, the spot involving Lesnar being busted open was completely planned. The Cody Rhodes match with Brock Lesnar was faced with a lot of questions. We're told that the blood was planned for the match. WWE sources at least claimed that things went the way they were supposed to. Contrary to rumors, Cody Rhodes was never scheduled to be squashed at Backlash. What is interesting about Lesnar bleeding at Backlash is that this is one of the few times in the past 15 years that blood has been approved for a match. Is it possible that Triple H is relaxing the rule relating to blood in WWE? Well, time will certainly tell. Would you guys like for it to come back for good? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE Backlash 2023 shatters records. WWE hit a home run when it came to Backlash in Puerto Rico, as if confirmed today that Backlash was the most successful Backlash event in company history. WWE released an official press release citing their success, which read, WWE Backlash, which emanated from San Juan, Puerto Rico, became WWE's highest grossing and most viewed Backlash in company history. Viewership of Backlash saw a 28% increase versus the record set in 2022. The event, which featured Bad Bunny, the most streamed music artist in the world, marked the largest gate ever for any WWE event held in Puerto Rico and the largest gate in the history of Backlash. More than 34,800 fans descended on San Juan, Puerto Rico for back-to-back sellout nights of SmackDown, 16,896 attendees, and Backlash, 17,944 attendees. It also marked the most social Backlash of all time, led by over 40 million views of the San Juan street fight featuring Bad Bunny vs Damian Priest. The hashtag WWE Backlash, accompanied by a custom Bad Bunny emoji, trended #1 across the entire evening of sports. And congrats to WWE on a highly successful Backlash event. Next up, Cody Rhodes' next feud revealed. Cody Rhodes secured a huge win over Brock Lesnar in the main event of Backlash. With Rhodes being announced as a contender for the new world title, fans are left questioning what's next for the American Nightmare. It looks like Rhodes won't be making it to the finals for the world title, as WRKD Wrestling on Twitter is reporting that Rhodes' feud with Lesnar is set to continue. It's entirely possible that Lesnar cost Rhodes his qualifying match on Raw, and then WWE look to build a rematch between the two at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Lesnar is in fact rumored to be working the show, and just under 3 weeks isn't enough time to establish a brand new opponent for the former WWE champion. It seems logical that Lesnar gets his win back over Rhodes, and then they do the final encounter at SummerSlam. If this occurs, this obviously means that Rhodes won't be facing Roman Reigns at the big event, and be likely that Rhodes vs Reigns 2 will headline WrestleMania 40 next year. In relation to who faces Reigns at SummerSlam, WWE have a few options on the blue brand. Names such as Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles will be popular favourites, but it seems rather unlikely that Reigns will drop the undisputed title before WrestleMania 40. Next up, Carlito returning to WWE. One of the greatest surprise returns in recent memory went down at the Backlash event, as former Intercontinental Champion Carlito returned to WWE during the Bad Bunny vs Damian Priest matchup, and he received a thunderous ovation from the crowd. There have been calls from fans to see WWE sign Carlito for one final run, but according to Fightful Select, Carlito's Backlash appearance was just a one-off. Another spot that WWE sources were very happy with was the return of Carlito. Several backstage spoke with how much Carlito had matured since his WWE run, and said that the reaction from the crowd was even better than expected. There have been numerous pitches over the last couple of years to bring Carlito in for runs or even full-time. Fightful has been told that of this weekend, Carlito's appearance with WWE was a one-off, but that could always change. If Carlito isn't coming back for an in-ring role, a role behind the scenes would be a great fit for him. He has a ton of experience, so undertaking a role such as a producer or an agent would be a smart move. Would you guys like to see Carlito have another run in the company? Probably as US champion again? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, the world title contenders have been revealed. WWE will crown a brand new world champion at the Night of Champions event this month, and they've finally revealed the names in the running to become the inaugural champion. From Raw, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, The Miz, Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura will be involved. In relation to SmackDown, Edge, AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, Rey Mysterio and Sheamus will be involved. The 2 triple threat matches will take place on each show, with each respective winner facing each other later that evening. Those who win their final matches will book their place in the world title match at the Night of Champions event. And judging by the reactions on social media, fans are split on the 12 names announced. It's welcome that names such as Edge, Rollins and Balor are included, but fans are questioning the logic of including Cody Rhodes when his clear aim is to dethrone Roman Reigns. Also, where is LA Knight? Who would you want to see capture the new world title? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Chris Jericho causes controversy. There's a ton of discourse on social media currently relating to recent comments from Chris Jericho. During a recent edition of the Talk is Jericho podcast, Jericho made the bold claim that Hulk Hogan is a better worker than Ric Flair. Jericho's full comments on the subject went as follows: "I will say to this day, and people will bag, here's a clickbait, Hogan is a better worker than Flair. For me, I've always had amazing matches with Hogan because you knew exactly who was a babyface, as a heel, whatever. He was so great, he knew his audience, he didn't do anything he didn't have to do. It was one of my favorite times in my career." Fans are being highly critical of this opinion, but pro wrestling is subjective, so everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Nevertheless, Flair in all likelihood will have something to say once he hears Jericho's controversial opinion. Next up, Chris Jericho assaulted. Speaking of Jericho, Jericho is claiming that he was assaulted this weekend. He is accusing the staff of the Mandalay Bay Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada of bullying and physically assaulting him. In a tweet, Jericho stated, "Your security staff ignored me for 30 minutes, and when I made some noise, physically and mentally assaulted me and laughed in my face. I want restitution now." As things stand, the resort has yet to respond to the inaugural AEW World Champion. Next up, Baron Corbin wants to bring back an old character. Baron Corbin was recently interviewed by Catch Club, and during the interview, Corbin revealed that he would be interested in reverting to his lone wolf persona, but this time incorporate elements from his other characters. "I would love to get back to that grittiness of the lone wolf, but mix a little bit of everything in it. The lone wolf was a little one-dimensional. It didn't have all that mentions that I think you need to be a John Cena or a Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns can take you from being just a big bully to you can see the frustration or the sadness or when he feels like the table is crumbling. He can take you through all those emotions. I think that's what you need to have a successful career. So when I've gotten these different characters through the time, they've all been very different. It's been the tough guy badass, if you will. Then it was the rule follower. Nose up, I'm better than everybody with Constable. Then the king, it was the power. It was the grace, it was all things. Then sad Corbin was full of different emotions that people got to experience. And then into happy Corbin. So like I've given everybody every emotion now. Let's combine them all. Let's put them into one thing and make some magic. What do you guys think though? Should Corbin go back to being the lone wolf? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, a controversial star back in WWE. Our final story today takes a look at a report from PW Insider relating to a controversial name who worked at the Backlash event. PW Insider is reporting that Brian Kendrick helped Jamie Noble produce the acclaimed Bad Bunny vs Damian Priest San Juan street fight match. Former WWE star Brian Kendrick worked as a producer at Backlash last night, several months after he had a tryout as a producer at the Survivor Series. Kendrick worked alongside Jamie Noble to produce the San Juan street fight last night. The reason that Kendrick is a controversial figure is because he made some rather offensive comments relating to the Holocaust and 9/11, and this even led to his AEW debut being cancelled. It's unknown if Kendrick is back full-time as a producer, but if they make this appointment permanent, then they can quite rightly expect some substantial backlash from the fans. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.